is to read the bass note and visualize the shape of chord. Fast music, you wouldn't really have time to think about the note. Not that you don't have to know the notes, it's just because you wouldn't have time to think about the notes. So you have to start read and perform on the spot without having any preparation. So all you need to do is to read the bass note. You must be able to read the bass note and know the note. This is where your thumb goes. That is the note you must be able to read. Rest of them, you will know where to place your fingers based on the interval. So for example, we'll play maybe 4 notes chord. So the bass note to the next note is the third interval. Then you have to stretch your fingers for third interval. And then the second and then the third note is maybe the second interval. Then your fingers, second and third fingers, will be right next to each other. Third and then the fourth notes are fourth interval long. Then you have to stretch your finger 3 and 5 for fourth interval. So stretch your fingers based on the interval, right? And then you just place your hand there. And that's all you gotta do. So let's look at the chord that I highlighted. So you see that the bass note is D. All you need to do is to know the bass note. The rest of them you know by the interval. So that is moving to the next line. So you know that that's the third. And then there is a little bit of a space in between, right? Which is about half space long. So you know that that is the fourth. All right. So you stretch your fingers from first to second for third interval long, right? And then the second note to the third note is the fourth interval. So you have to stretch your finger second to the fourth, yeah, for fourth interval. And then you see the top 2 notes are third as he's moving from space to the next space. So you know that there's a skipping up by third. So you stretch fourth finger and then the pinky for third interval long, right? And then you make a shape of your hand and then you just place there. You just place your fingers there. That's all you gotta do. Now let's look at the next chord. You see that the bottom 2 notes are right next to each other. So that's how you know that is second interval, right? The bass note is a G sharp. The next note is a second above. And then second to the third, they're moving from line to the next line. So that's how you know that's the third. All right, let's look at the next 2 notes. There is one line in between and both notes are on the line. So that means that is the fifth, right? Okay, so you just need to stretch your fingers based on the interval. So the bass note to the next note is a second. So you have to stretch your fingers for second interval long, right? Which is right next to each other. And then second to the third fingerings will be stretching for third interval. All right, and then to the next note, right, we'll have to stretch fingers a little bit more because it's the fifth interval. So you stretch your fingers based on the interval and then you just place your hand there, right? So like this. All right. But in this case, both notes are on the black keys. So you can use your thumb to play the bass 2 notes instead of using 1, 2, 3, 5. That works too. Yeah, but you can just use your thumb, right, to play the bass 2 notes as an option, like that. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel. It costs $0, but it will help me a lot. This is the follow-up video of how to read fast like the pros. I put the link in the description. If you haven't watched, please check it out.